This is export sales for Thursday, July 31st. Pretty interesting week this week, starting out with corn. Old crop had sales of 13.4 million bushels. Numbers wise, that's pretty minor for what we've seen in corn, but with just 5 weeks left in the marketing year, any sales for old crop right now is a bonus. So good to see there. New crop sales on corn was the big difference maker this week with sales 74.5 million bushels. That's easily the best week we've seen so far for new crop corn. At this point right now, corn is the best sales we've seen at this time in 4 years and the second highest over the last decade. So corn off to a really strong start with 339 million bushels already on the books compared to last year at 220 million. So corn doing good things, especially on the new crop side. Moving on to the soy complex, old crop beans had sales of 12.8 million bushels. Definitely really good to see there. And anything more than a cancellation or stuff being rolled into new crop right now for beans or corn on old crops a plus. So beans right now have more than enough sales to meet expectations. It comes down to the big question of will shipments be strong enough to get all those beans out the door, or will stuff start getting rolled into new crop? So right now on old crop beans, that's the big question. Looking at new crop, bean sales came in 15.8 million bushels. New crop beans now have sales of 112 million right now versus 130 last year at this time. Kind of the opposite of corn. Beans right now, this is the lowest sales we've seen at this time for beans in about 20 years. Pretty clearly the reason why is China has yet to buy anything from us in terms of new crop beans. That's being the big storyteller right now. So if they could come to the table, it would be a game changer for the soy complex. Moving into meal, meal had old crop sales of 77,000 tons. Already enough sales to meet expectations there, so that's just some icing on the cake. New crop sales had 132,000 tons, which was a little disappointing, but sales right now are still ahead of last year at this time, so good to see there. Old crop oil sales for bean oil, just 2,500 tons. Needed pace is around that 7,000 per week through the end of September, so bean oil actually starting to need to step it up a little bit. However, those numbers have been revised higher so many times. I think bean oil's at a good spot regardless of what's going on. New crop oil sales were pretty minimal, less than 1,000 tons. Finishing out here with wheat, sales came in really strong, 21.8 million bushels. Sales have started really strong for wheat, averaging 5 million more per week so far compared to last year. So wheat doing good things. Going forward, the rest of the marketing year on wheat, sales need to average 10.3 million bushels per week to meet the marketing expectations versus last year from this point on, we averaged 10.8. So wheat's doing some really good things. Too soon to say exports need to be raised on them, but as of right now, really good things going on there, and hopefully they can continue and we can see the export numbers jumped up on wheat as well. So that is it for export sales here on Thursday, July 31st.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is or is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor and or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.